Hey everyone, come to another stream. Okay, so finally I have figured out a way to put a banner on the screen. So yeah, I'll be coding for 45 minutes or so, and then I'll be taking up if there are any questions in the chat. There might be links about me who I am in the bio. So feel free to uh, take a look at that. Feel free to ask questions. If you are new to the channel, feel free to look at other videos so that you know what the main challenge is about, like what the channel is about. And it's mostly spreading positivity, consistency, and uh, coding around DSAs. So, with that said, let's get started. So, 35 minutes I feel is very less time. We'll start with 45. Get started. So, I'll not be looking at the chat, but free to drop. You are given Okay, so basically in this problem, what is happening is uh, we have number of ways that are given to us to form each amount, right? So, for example, to form two, we have one way. To form four, we have one way, two ways. And to form six, we have three ways. And this is very less, like 100. So one way what I can think of is to the coins that we can have. Coins are from 1 to 100, right? Now from this 1 to 100, we need to figure out which coins do we already have. Like in this, we have 246. So first we can check, and given that this is like 100 only, right? So for each nums of a is 100 only. So, so to build amount 0, or let's say 1, 0 times, which coins do we, right? So to build amount 0 times, which coins do we need? We need none, 0 coins, right? Now this also concludes that we don't need one coin. If we need one coin, then if we have one denomination coin, then that means that you confirm that, right? So how do we try that? Hey, so this looks like a little bit tricky problem. It is somewhat a variation of uh, coin change, but I'm not able to wrap my head around it, so I'll probably have to take a look at the discussion tab once. I'll have to probably read through this one or this one. Yeah, seems like a variation, but yeah. Uh, we'll take a short break and we'll answer the question and then probably come back to this one. Yeah. Video quality. I think video quality should be 180. That's what I have done the setting for because my monitor itself is 180. So let me know in comments if the quality is not good. Good. Uh, hey Phoenix. Hey Infinity. What do you think about AI driven coding and on the other? Hey, it depends on what is the use case basically. So for trivial tasks like where you have to write a script or like converters, then I think AI is doing a very good job. If you have to design a system into and then you still need human in that. And also doesn't matter, I feel like how much AI makes progress, still you need to keep your brains fresh, right? So DSA is one way to do that. Like although AI can now write these codes and whatnot, but that is not improving your brain, right? So it's you versus AI, so you have to kind of still keep on learning, keep on growing, keep on learning new skills and also how to work with AI. That's my take. Tarpante high as a non CS final, how much should like if you are appearing for software engineering interviews, then you need to uh, know all of these like OS, DBMS, computer networks, and DSA. So it depends on which company you are appearing for. Like if you are appearing for software engineer role, then these questions will come. Like DBMS, you'll be asked some SQL queries, right? Like basic queries, limit and whatnot. And then operating system questions could be asked, content switching, things like that, right? So these kind of things would come into picture. So that is the thing. Yes, if you are appearing for these roles, then definitely you need to know this. Sorry. Like if you are appearing for some other other role, then I'm not sure, right? But SD, SWE, SRE, all of these roles, right? They will require you to know these OS, DBMS, and computer networks and DSA. And then your project, what you have done over college. Soham, hello. Do DSA in Python. So I used to do DSA in Python when I was in college, but you should stick to one language. And it's been like I have solved 3000 problems in Java, right? So there is no point of switching to Python now. I can do it for fun when I retire, but so far not retiring, so there is no point of switching between multiple languages. So that is what I would suggest to everyone also. Anyone watching who they are learning a new thing, right? So probably should stick to one language. Rahul, why do you prefer Java or C++? Like both languages are good. I prefer Java because I knew Java from college. That's one reason. And second, I wasn't aware that you need to, like, I wasn't aware that there are more competitive programming resources on C++ than Java. and C++ is kind of what you say, uh, like the most used when it comes to coding, like this DAP or DSA coding, right? Because it has small syntax comparatively to Java. That's why, that's one of the reason. But I feel like I still made a good decision because when you do low-level design and all that stuff, right, then Java is helpful. So both the language have their own perks. I feel Java, but there is no specific reason I chose. I just didn't know that Java, like C++, is better in coding. Like it is slow, so you can type code fast, right? It is like small syntax, not slow. It has small syntax. So those sort of things. That's why I did choose Java over C++. If so, if I had to start new, I would probably stick with C++ because that kind of has more competitive programming resources. And even if we look at the solutions here, C++ would be there in most of this, right? So if I do C++, there will be so many solutions. Plus plus C++, C++. Java would also have, but comparatively less. It's like little bit less different. Anmol Gupta. So it depends on your uh, college. So generally, you are in good year, you are in second year. What happens is, right, at least in my college, that used to happen. So at the starting of your third year, companies will come to your college for on-campus internship offers. In those internship interviews, you will be plainly asked DSA and computer science fundamentals. This was what used to happen 3 years back. Now, to you and Mole, my advice would be first thing is to connect with your senior who is in third year and fourth year, right? Even if you don't have any contacts, just walk to them in college and just say that, hey, I'm in Mole and I want to understand what is this and not, right? So those people are the best. You can grab them in library. I never did that, but I think that would be a awesome thing to do. And if someone doesn't help you, you ping another like senior, right? What's the harm? Anyway, they don't know you. So that's one thing that you should do. And definitely, it doesn't matter whether you're introvert or extrovert, whatever you are, you just need to get the technical guidance, right? You're not going for anything else. So that's one advice that mine would be. And on a generic level, I think they are still going to ask you DSA. So DSA still remains there. You should understand DSA and you should practice problems. Make sure your lead code profile is solid. Make sure you have solved good problems. You have participated in lead code contests. You have 1 year to do that. And doesn't matter. Like if you're tier three, then that means that probably companies will not be coming to your college, right? Then you are only left with off-campus options. So that's also okay. There are a lot of startups. Make sure your LinkedIn is updated. So one way to gather engagement on LinkedIn uh, as a college student, which I feel is right, you post your lead code contest results, right? Like whenever you participate in that, spend 2 to 3 months building your intuition, then you will be able to target first or second problems, then post that so that you get good reach and also make good connections with all the managers and engineering managers out there, right? And then look for internships in startups. So startup will be the good one that they'll be able to give you internships. So that would be my take. And like again, you can still check with your seniors, but I think there might be one or two guys out there in every college. There are top coders, like the one who are the cream of any college, right? Not just in CGPA, they might be around 8, or they might not be like 10 pointers in CGPA, but they would be like awesome when it comes to coding, right? You need to grab those guys and then check with them how did they got internship, right? So basically follow everyone from your senior batches on LinkedIn or on whatever platform is famous in your college. That is one way. Second is to look out all the career sites of different companies. Apply off campus, apply to all the engineering role that you get. Doesn't matter which company it is. If you're targeting software engineer roles, just apply to that. That is second advice. And the third thing is that off campus in India, in offsites, anywhere, if the role is just apply to that. If you can get a referral, get a referral. Otherwise, apply without that, right? That is third thing. Now, how to clear the interviews? This is all that to get an interview, right? Now, once let's say you have got an internship interview, right? Then what the next thing is that you'll probably get an online assessment link. That's the first thing that happens in internship, right? You need to clear that online assessment link. In that online assessment, there will be a DSA problem. Two, three, or maybe two, three generally, not one. It will always be multiple. So in that you need to in that uh, you need to solve those right optimally. So that's where lead code contest DSA comes into picture. So you have cleared the OA and the first round or second round again DSA will comes into picture, and then your OA online, then your computer science fundamentals will come into picture, right? OS, DBMS, computer networks, all these. You need to know basics around this as well. I hope I answered your question to good justification and more. Feel free to let me know in chat whether it was helpful or not. Uh, because otherwise it feels like I'm talking to myself. So please put something in the chat if it had helped. Sumit Ranjan, you don't have to call me sir. It's okay. I'm just another engineer. Happy to help and here to help, right? So no need to call me sir. You can just call me by my name or by the channels, my stage name, which is pretty cool. So Sumit Ranjan, I am front-end developer, want to explore and learn backend how to start. So one thing that I really liked backend roadmap. I know that roadmaps are kind of overrated, but this website out here, right? This I have never seen promotions from this website also. Like more promotions are done basically by Indian guys, right? So this is not promoted as much, but I just found it somewhere, right? But this has everything about backend. I have been working in backend from last 2 to 3 years now. First year I worked as a full stack. I did front end also. So this website out here, let me know if it is visible in chat. I think should be visible. So you this is the good way to start if you have to start backend, right? You need to know what internet, what domains are this. This is like good to have knowledge, right? And then then again you'll see pick a language and then you'll see all about databases and all this, right? This is generic backend knowledge that everyone should have, and these are the things that you'll be asked in interviews, right? Like all the standards, all the different databases that you know, all the authentication mechanisms, and how do you test what is CI/CD. Everything is kind of production stuff, containers, event systems, different type of databases, right? Neo4j is Neo4j here, yes. Graph database, Neo4j, right? So all of this is a good thing, right? This is should be there, like basic things. Just read through it. And framework, you can like the production level thing. Generally nowadays, mostly Golang is being used. Golang and Spring Boot. These are like production level things. Most of the companies use that. Uh, There is a comment using Next.js is I think both. It is a one framework that is useful for both UI and backend, right? It's relatively new from what I know. Uh, so if you want to like get in like from what my experience is, I have generally worked with Go and uh, Go specifically to backend and then React.js for front end. And then you have C# for backend, then you have Java Spring Boot for backend. If I have to take my personal opinion, I have to start from scratch, I would go with Java Spring Boot because those are closer to uh, what you will be asked in interview as well. So when you are doing a low level design, if you do that in Java Spring Boot, you get goodie marks for that, goodie points. But if you just want to build some CRUD application, then you can pick React and Next.js, Node.js, whichever you want. But if you want to like learn what the companies are using, then I think Go or Java Spring Boot would be a better choice. Just my opinion there. Hmm, that's that. Cool. Let me know if that answered your question, Sumit. Okay. Um, Again, as I mentioned, I'll be cool. Thank you. Be moving back to DSA. Now I'll not be taking up questions again. Need to take a look at the another question that I. This question I've seen. This question seems like for given an integer num and undirected tree node. Right, okay, okay, it has a node. Each node has a cost. Okay, representing cost of the path is the sum of code. Okay, the goal to make score by increasing the cost of basically from 1 to 0 there are two paths. It takes 3 and this takes 5, right? Now, one way to think of it is that you have 1 and 3 and the difference between these is like 2, right? So I put 2 there, I make this also 3. That is 1 as output. Here you have 4, 1, 5. There is only one path, so nothing. This is a good one. So you go all the way down. So you have 4, 2, 3, right? And the difference is, and you can only increase 7, 1, 1. Basically, if I take a look at all of these, right, one way is that I put 6 here, 6 here. So all of these are 7. Then I have like 10 reaching here, right? And I have uh, or another way to think of it is that this is 1, 5, right? This is also 1, 5. These are same till here. There is no point of changing anything. It takes 5, it takes 7. Now this is going to be the same, but this needs 2 added, so again 1. So wherever coming from root, there is a need of something being added. But can that hamper? This is like a greedy approach that I just went through and I have no idea how to implement it as well. But every time I can come from and then okay, is it a binary? It is not a binary. There could be multiple. when you are here, it probably set, right? Whatever you send to the top will be the difference. Like here, it just one. We will be saying that if that's not the one, it is that agreed. All weights are positive. Yeah, let me code this up. Then we'll see. Yeah, just an FYI, if anyone is again new to the stream, please feel free to look at the banner top right. You should be able to see in your screen somewhere here. That kind of tells that I am not looking at the chat because I look at the chat uh, like around 30 minutes. But I'll answer all the questions before I end the stream, right? So don't worry about if at all there are any questions. So list page. Uh, shortcut u, comma add v, and each cost I already know. So that is take. Uh, Now what I can do is public int kind of a DFS only. I will empty, right, and then cost if uh, dot get at dot size is equal to 0. The leaf node user rate of it, right? Now has they're all is equal to has set. This is something I can add, right? All cost increase DFS. Hmm, there could be multiple nodes with not that number of need to put it in map. Int EC of this cost is plus 328. This is the cost that it takes to go. Now, if to somehow I need to 3D. Correct. So basically, if you have visited a already parent, you need to minus that. You need to cool. So I'll be taking up questions now. Cool. Let me put a comment in a chat answering questions now. Okay. Because the way you did snake and ladder and parking lot system, how can a fresher do like that? Please give answer based on your experience, not a general answer. So the main answer here is practice, right? So you have to practice low level design. So I think the snake and ladder and parking lot system you're talking about is the snake and ladder, right? So let me pull that up if I can. Yeah. So if you have not watched, I think you were not there in my previous streams about design. So generally you start with, so let's say you have zero low level design knowledge, right? So you would start with learning a language that's basic. And then you learn OOPS principle, UML relationship, solid principles, and all of these, right? Just a theoretical and a practical stuff also. So for example, all of these principles we did in one of the live session, like what is DIP and all of this, right? Once you have got the basic knowledge of it, you just jump into starting the design. So you'll start with a very basic one like a snake and ladder, which all have played, right? Now, low level design generally goes in two ways. One is you can either ask to design a diagram or a code, right? So for code part, I would suggest is heavily use AI like Chat GPT. You ask it to that okay, you are a beginner in low level design and you use Java and you want to learn, right? Let's build a snake and ladder together. So then it will answer that basically for you, right? For you, it will just type that question to it and then it will give you some sample code and then improvise on it, right? So you create classes, snakes, ladder, and then you kind of get through it. So this is not something that I've learned in a day or two. I've put together like 6 months or 8 months learning and designing low level designs. These are just two systems. I've designed more than 30 to 40 systems again and again, right? That again and again is important. Generally, what we all do is we learn for one time and then we leave everything. So that's something that I would advise, right? So just to answer your question, Shekhar, like that's all. And I think freshers should really do it once you are once you have a job, and you are not getting this kind of hands-on low-level experience, you should start designing your own systems with by taking reference from ChatGPT and whatnot, right? But it's all practice. So uh, I'm thinking of splitting live streams into three sessions, just like we used to do in college, like three subjects, because three subjects I feel are more important. One is DSA, which is hit or miss. Then it's LLD, and then it's HLD, right? My aim is to like spend 45 minutes on each of the topic every day, right? Sharing what I know. So because once you know all these things, you are set for at least 5 to 7 EOE in SWE career. Because these things are which are going to be asked. Now, once you have like 10 plus years of experience, then things are going to change for you. You'll focus more on HLD. DSA is very real. Like still, first two rounds will be DSA, but by then you'll be like awesome person in DSA. That's the aim, right? You had 10 years. Still, if you are not good with DSA, then that's a shame. to be honest, right? For 10 years plus your 4 years of college, you knew that DSA is something that is asked in interviews, right? And still, after 14 years of your career, you still are struggling to solve problems. It will happen if you don't DSA regularly. Like that's the that's something to be aware about. Nazir Ahmed, you start with Python. It depends on from whom you have asked, right? I have friends in different companies who solve language using Python. So in Google interviews, Python is allowed. I have not seen that Google saying that okay, you can't solve a problem in Python. There is a guy called LeetCode. He has worked at Google itself. So his all tutorials are in Python. Like I recommend Java or C++ if you already know something like, but if you have never coded in your life, then Java or C++ could be little. There might be a slight learning curve. In Python. There is no learning curve, but it depends on. I heard that Python is not asked, right? No language is asked. You are asked a coding problem, and then you have to solve it using a language. It all depends on where you heard that, right? So that would be my take. Hey, Giri. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, that's okay, man. You have to enjoy life. BST should enjoy life. Go to weddings, have fun. Hi, Nikhil. Please feel free to let me know. Welcome to the stream. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat. Shreya, which is the best site to get a job from, like Naukri or LinkedIn? I think LinkedIn, I have never got a um, like interview invite from. Naukri is good. So your profile at Naukri should be updated. So you'll get job invites, and also there is a thing with Naukri. Someone told me this. Not sure how correct it is, but I have seen that practically it's helpful. So um, the more you use Naukri, the more the chances are there that you will get more job invites. So there is a job invite. If anyone has used Naukri, they would know that you got job invites or apply for from different recruiters, right? From different role itself. So it depends on how much you use Naukri, right? It also says on their app, like stay on the app more to get more recognized, right? So that would be my take on that. So use Naukri just like you use Instagram 30-40 minutes, right? Apply to different posts and then you will get that. Now, what other sites like Naukri? There is a website called Insta Hire. This is also good. It's like a swipe kind of a functionality they have. So you just apply on it. I have never got a call from using Insta Hire, but I've heard that it is good. So that's like third. LinkedIn, it's fairly okay. I don't consider it. It's good for networking. You can get referrals and whatnot directly. Sorry, directly recruiters have not connected much with them on LinkedIn, but still that doesn't rule out LinkedIn, right? It's one of the best to build your network. So, and then the fourth one, I think, kind of less said, or you can say less recommended, is the career sites. If I have given, so what I said, right? I have given close to, I have interviewed at close to 20-25 companies. Out of those, 50% would be directly from the website. To name a few, Goldman Sachs was directly from the portal. Flipkart was from Naukri. Uh, Informatica directly from the portal. Uber directly from the portal. Google directly from the portal with a referral. Uh, Microsoft directly from the portal. The portal is the best thing, right? Companies spend their money on the portal so that they look at the portal. So portal is always going to be a source of truth, if not only the source of truth, but one of the source of truth for the recruiters to take a look at your application. So never rule that out, right? Yeah, this was a fairly easy problem, the third one. I thought that it, oh, okay, this is the third one. Just solved it. Where did my code go? I just solved it at 10 minutes ago, right? So fairly easy that you start from the bottom and then see whichever is the max, you will be adding all those, right? And refactor and then accordingly add. So this is easy, but why is this rated? I think people spend so much time on solving second and then they could not get to the third one. But for each node, compute the min, increase the minimum additional cost so that every passing through reaches max. I didn't do it this way. I did it in a different manner. Is this a easy question? Yeah, I think I followed in a very different manner. I came from bottom and then solved it. Still, as long as it works. Let's see if someone. Yeah, bottom up DFS, right? Done the same thing. So if it is the same, oh, glad it matches with Lee. Lee is one of the legends out there. So if it is J, then you just skip it. So otherwise, you say that okay, maximum is your value, and then you use that, right? Uh, Aja, yeah, course, Udemy course. So Udemy data structures and algorithms in Java. I did this, right? So recommended based on that this thing. But you can watch this. See, it would be around 600, right? Now it depends on whether you can spend this, right? What I feel is 600 is justifiable for this one. 600 is just like when you go out for a lunch or a dinner with your friends, right? So I feel like this is justifiable. You should spend this 500 or 600, but say said that, right? If you're in college, you don't need to spend. So you can watch this video or any of the video out there, right, on Java. So and watch that video and then W3 school. And nowadays, ChatGPT also can help you learn, right? So data structures and algorithms in Java, right? Yeah, I did it via Udemy. I bought that course. And if generally college also, uh, like with college, you get some benefits if you log in with college ID, right? But yeah, this is good. You can just learn from this, like what is list, array list, right? You just need to know the syntax, that's it. Uh, that would be my another thing. But watch a video first. If you're a beginner, don't directly jump into documentation. Once you get experience, right, you kind of are more inclined towards documentation because in video you don't want to spend too much time, right? You directly just go to what you need. So, but as you start, I think yes, YouTube video. So Udemy, to answer your question, Haja. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, right? So that would be my take. Udemy, YouTube. Yeah, if you can spend 500, then buy that course. I have done that course. That's a good course. If you don't want to spend, then watch YouTube data structures. Yes. If let me see if I can pull up something good, right? Data structures and algos in Java. See this also same.
9.2 crore jobs will be displaced by 2030 because of AI. I just got my hands on the Future of Jobs report.
Hi, हमारी list कहाँ गए?
Yeah, this is also good. I have not done this, but I feel like it would be good. They seems to have everything, and yeah, free. But Udemy courses are generally more aligned, and what you say, this is also zero to hero. You can become zero to hero. So watch one or two videos from all of these and then see whichever you find that more helpful, right? Cool. Saurabh, I have watched videos in YouTube and how can I practice small problems? You mean DSA problems, right? So YouTube videos, you should not watch of problems when you're starting. You should uh, you should not watch YouTube problems for the questions when you're just starting, right? So easy problems, if you have to say, is that so you go to here and then you filter, just say easy, right? And then this two sum is easy, right? And then all of these problems are very easy, right? And there is another website that I'll give you because sometimes there is a level of easy also, right? So for example, let's say you rate a easy problem from 0 to 10. So two sum, if you do it with two loops, right? Forget about hash map, right? You do it with two loops. Then it is a one rated problem from 0 to 10. If you do it with a hash map, then it is a 6 or 7 rated problem out of 10, right? So another website would be this is the C list by not sure about why that name, but yeah. So in this, what you need to do is right, you need to go to this and you need to change the rating. So each problem is rated. Yes, yes. I'm giving you that, right? LeetCode easier. They don't follow any curated list or whatever, right? Or there is one more thing that I can share with you. Um, I'll share that also, but finishing this thing first. So you see here, each problem is rated, right? So this is corresponding to a LeetCode contest rating also. So now you see all these are, and let's sort it also. So sorry, where is the sorting thing? Yeah, this rating. Oh my God, sorry. So from, let's start from 200 to 1000 only, or let's say 1000 is good. And then you apply that, right? And then, yes. So this is how you start, right? Uh, so this is like, this should be easy. This is like easiest of all. Concatenation. So given an integer nums, you want to create an answer where answer I is equal to answer plus. Yeah, so basically you are doing plus of that, right? So and also it will always be double, right? So concatenation of two arrays. That's what you are doing. So you, it's like fairly straightforward nums problems, right? And even if you see how many problems, 1 million problems have 1 million people have submitted it. So this website is good. You should start with this, right? Let me paste this in chat. And slowly you'll build the confidence. Now this is one thing. This is like random problems, right? You can choose topics also. Let's say you learned array. So you just keep with arrays only. Find highest altitude. Let's see what is this. I think this would be like max problem in all of these. So now this is one thing. But let's say this, there is like interview easy also. Where is that top interview problems? I've seen that like when I was in college, right? I'd seen that somewhere. Let me find that out. Yes. The top interview questions easy. Now this is a chance. This is something that you might not be able to solve. Like you, as you mentioned, right? Saurabh, that these are some problems are still hard for you. But this might be some of those, right? These because these are asked in interview, they have some logic. But like valid anagram, these are like easy problems. But still, you need to know like one way is that you just sort it out, right? And then you compare it. So, and also one more thing, right? See, I'll see. Most of the classic have multiple supervision. For the best practice, we strongly advise you to go through at least second time or even the better third time, right? This is something that I think I never did it, and I think most of the people out there won't be doing it. So that means that once we solve a problem or we solve it only couple of times, right? Next time we don't go it here. Even LeetCode itself says that. Uh, even LeetCode itself says that you should solve it third time, and I would say that you should solve it 5 times so that you get that practice and all that, right? So you learn different approaches so that you get to know the things, right? That would be my second advice. Putting in the chat. Hi, the thug guy. How are you? Good evening. Good night. Whatever it is. Are these problems even asked in? Oh my God. Yes, sir. These are asked. What do you mean Indian interviews? Like I am from India. I have given many interviews and then yes, these are asked. These are top interview problems, right? The lead code is not lying, right? Two sum is a very popular problem. It has asked to me in also 3 to 4 interviews. Two sum, like like the easiest level problem, right? Believe you are new. Yeah, I thought from your question. Yes, sir. It is. I hope you are in first year. Like, if you are not in first year, then you are. You might just messing up with you, man. So even if you are not in first year, you are in second, third year. It's never too late to get started, right? But yes, no, all of these problems are asked in interview, and so sorry about that. And then there is like another. Uh, what's that? Where is that? This new UI, right? Lead code UI is this top 150. Now you're asking that whether these are asked in an interview, right? They have already mentioned top interview problems. So yes, original classic questions. Yes, these are asked. Yes, it is hard because we have not solved problems. To make sure that it is not hard for you, participate in contests. Go to this contest. What is a virtual contest? Say that click on this virtual, start a virtual contest, right? So think of it, this is your online assessment now. You are given 4 questions. You have to solve this 4 questions in 1 hour or 1.5 hour, right? So in good companies, generally the questions are of level these like 5 pointers. So that's it. Yes, yes. When we start, right, all of us are only able to solve one. So that's that, right? That's okay, but don't stop solving, right? See, I'll tell you one more thing, Apku. Uh, so if you can only go on to the top, right? Even for myself. So I had solved so many problems. If I stop solving problems today, right? Only thing that I can go is I'll go down only. I'll not be able to go up. So this is from one of my videos. Yeah, the resume video. So let's say you are at here today and you can solve one problem, right? You can solve one problem. So if you stop solving problem, you'll only go down only. You will not be able to solve this one also after let's say 6 months or 2 years, right? Even for me now, like 6 months back, I was able to solve three problems. Like I was at let's say this stage, and then I stopped solving problems for 3 months. So now I am down to two, right? So the only thing that you can go is down if you don't solve, and if you practice, only thing that you can go is go up, right? Okay, your last year just started, yes. Then you practice more. And I think your companies are already coming. One question, which template is good from room? Oh, okay. So there is a video on my channel. I'll probably share that. There's a detailed video that I have created. So elegant. So videos. This video. This has exact information about resume, but if you just to call it out, it's called Jake. Jake resume. Jake. Jake is the name for that. Mohan. But you can give like spend like 5 minutes. You don't have to watch the complete video. If you feel like watching, you can. But I have answered all of these covers, resume format, resume sections, and all everything. Right? I missed someone, Saurabh. So already have, but success only can practice. Yeah, I think DSA is important. See, DSA is a good metric. I'll give an example. I see a lot of hate toward DSA, but that hate is not right, because see, you are working. So let's take your example, Saurav, and my example, right? In those 3 years, you would have worked on different tech stack, right? And I would have worked on different tech stack. Now, if you are interviewing me, right, and if you ask me questions specific about your tech stack or specific things about problems that you have faced, right? Then there is no point of like I might not be able to pass that, right? Uh, that's where DSA comes into picture, right? And DSA is solid foundations of everything. All the data structures, all the databases out there, they all have this thing. Exponential, I have read your question. I'll still reply to it. Not sure if you're still here. You asked me what this channel is about, right? This channel, I think you should be able to see a banner on top right. Uh, I'm not in college. I'm working. So is the banner not visible? There would be a top banner on this. Let me know if that is not visible. It should say welcome to DSA and design, right? If you're watching the video, is it not visible? Is it? There's a Scally draw banner on the top right. So yeah, it's visible, right? So in that it says who I am, right? My channel talks about DSA and design. So there are a lot of videos which people have liked, like a very recent one I uploaded where I mentioned why I solved and what I learned from different problems. And I am SD2, so I'm not in college. That means, and I had received some offers just to establish the credibility, right? Not boasting about it. And then I code for some time and then I answer. So this is Q&A that is going on, which is about to end in 5 to 7 minutes. Sir, can I crack companies like DSA? With DSA you can crack, but for rubric you'll need high level of DSA. Like you need to be very good. So I have mentioned that I am 2000 rated. So if you want to crack rubric, right, you need to be 220, 200, like 2200. That is my aim. That is, I think, Rubric. Google, yeah, 1800 rating is good enough to crack Google. But for rubric, you need to be really good. Just go to rubric, interview experience, LeetCode, and then you should be able to see what kind of questions are being asked in rubric. Rubric is a top-notch company. For rubric, 2200 on LeetCode. I am on LeetCode. I am not a competitive programmer by any means. So, but with DSA, yes, you can crack rubric. But DSA should be like top notch, right? They are going to ask you DSA problems only. And then once your level increases, LLD and HLD. And also DSA and CP, they are kind of subset. Like DSA is a subset of CP, right? In CP, then more maths and more things comes, but DSA is kind of a subset of a CP, right? But yes, if you have good DSA, then you can definitely crack Google. 1800 on LeetCode is a good rating to crack Google. And then it depends on luck, who is interviewing you. According to my question, what do you feel how much time I should give to learn DSA? My target is not too high. You don't have to call me Sir Sahil. Uh, just another friend helping a friend, right? How much time? I think like no time is enough. And but still, if you have to put a ballpark, right? You spend around 60 minutes. 60 minutes. You start with 60, and then and as you mentioned, right, you kind of suck. Right? So you have to spend more time. You start with 60, spend 60 tomorrow, then spend 70 the day after that, and eventually go to like 2 hours, 120 minute eventually, right? So then spend 2 hours every day. So that should be good enough. And then do that for 3 months, or let's say 2 months. 2 months. 120 minutes for 2 months, I think you are good. And you target the sheets, need code sheets. Those are good enough. This is answering Saurabh's question. Yeah, exponentially. Yeah, it is visible, right? Hope I have answered your question. But if you still have any doubts, you can watch the YouTube video. Hmm. 30 days left for what? I have like 30 days left. That's a very open-ended comment. 30 days for interviews. You are preparing for rubric, then you have to do so much, right? You have to do so much. You have to. Rubric is very high paying and high expectation company. Startup, or it's not a startup anymore. So if Rubrik is coming to your campus, it means you are from IIT or like tier one college. If is Rubrik coming to your campus? I believe Rubrik generally comes to tier one. That's what I've heard. Not like 100% sure, but I have heard that they only come to tier ones because their package is also like 25, 30 base for freshers and then like 50 plus base at my level, right? Yeah. That's a good aim, right? So target guardian level on lead code. That's good. Good hard questions, right? This is the website. So good hard questions is generally right. So from 1800, or let's say for not from 1800, or from 1800 you apply this, and then you'll see that most of the questions will start getting hard, right? Not sure if you can put a difficulty filter here, but these are good problems, like good starting level hard problems, right? I was just telling on this channel that easy could be of different levels, right? So in this, you should use this website because here you will see the level of hard, right? If you are at 1800, there is no point of solving a problem that is like 2500 rated, right? Because there's very less chance that you'll be able to solve it. You can see like hard problems on LeetCode. These are like very hard, right? So these involve like binary index, these concepts. So even if I open it, see this is like only the acceptance rate is very low, right? So use that website, this website. I've already put that comment in chat. If I know C, C++, till file handling. Yeah, now you need to know DSA. I think this is one of the gap that is there in every college. Even when I was in college, right? I used to learn this C++, Python, and in every language I learned file handling, right? So that is how that is like the what you say different things that are taught to us, uh, and uh, and then different things that happen in real life, right? I'm answering your question exponential specifically. If anyone is wondering, let me tag exponential so that they hear. So this is the difference, right? What is being taught and what is being asked. So you will learn file handling because that's how we are taught, right? First we will learn array and then we'll learn for loops in all of three language, right? C, C++ or Python. But what matters is solving DSA problems in that, right? So you should ask that you should watch that 3000 video that I've created. So my latest video on the channel. In that, I am answering all these questions, right? So once you have learned a language exponential, you need to solve DSA problems in that. You don't have to learn file handling, whatnot. No one is going to ask you a file handling problem, right? They are going to ask you a monotonic stack problem. And now you have to understand that it is based on monotonic stack. You have to understand that it is based on dynamic programming algorithm, right? So that is what I should recommend you. And to do that, you start with some of the lists out there. Like let's open LeetCode. Uh, or you, even if let's say you don't want, you just want to stick to this platform, right? Go to top interview problems. They are going to ask you this um top interview. This is a study plan. Again, they have messed this out, right? So what is going to happen in an interview is, right? Let's say I am your interviewer or someone XYZ is your interviewer. They are going to give you this problem. Let's say this problem is presented in front of you. Now it is your job. You can solve it in Python, C++, any language. You are not supposed to do file handling, right? Just learn the basics of a language, some data structures in that language, and then code it out, right? That is the expectation. Now, this is based on some pattern. There are like 30 patterns or 20 patterns that you have to identify, like sliding window, matrix, hash map, right? That is what is going to happen down the line once you have in second or third year. Connect with your seniors. That's the advice I would give you. Why is merge two sorted arrays into array one with spaces filled with zero and easy question on lead code? I am not talking about, I'm not sure which merge two sorted arrays. You're welcome. So it depends on, I think, yeah, I understand there's a sorting based question, right? It depends on, see, easies could be like easy to medium, but I think uh, there are two ways. If you, let's say, create a new array, right, then it is a easy problem. But if you do it space optimally, like in place, then it becomes a medium level problem. So I get your point, but still it's lead code, right? So you don't have to take these labels hard. If you feel that it is a medium for you, then it's a medium for you. There are a lot of videos, Saurav, on day to day, right? And I don't, my day to day varies a lot. So there's no point of creating. Yes, this scraping the monitor is a good problem. Like my day to day work, I don't think people will be more beneficial because it will be very open ended. And my aim is to mostly guide on DSA and these stuff, right? but still down the line I might create it. There are a lot of work like day in life my videos, right? Oh, yes, in place is kind of medium. You can find me on this. I forgot my own link, so you can find me here. And I think Akila, you should connect with Exponential. He is also in first year, he or she, sorry. They are also in first year, so you should both connect with each other. Both are in first year, probably you can share your tips. But for both of you, just grab one of second year, third year, senior from your college and connect with them, right? Trapping, yeah, that's a famous one. I don't do code forces, RN. So CD problems are. I have never done ATS score of my resume. I think as long as, so if you have watched my video, Mohan, that video, I have shared my resume in that video. If your resume are, I'll come to your questions. I think I've pasted it twice. Sorry about that. I missed it. But just answering Mohan's one now. So that resume that you have, right? How much? I don't think so, but you should do. Yeah, I have never done ATS of my resume, but you watch that. Make sure you don't have typos. There are free websites. 70 to 80 would be okay. My friend used to do that, so it doesn't matter much if you ask me. For my DSA skills, but development skills, I have made two projects from. You don't have to call me sir from watching tutorials. Yes, yes. When you are in college, right, DSA is the most important thing. And everyone, when they build projects in their college, right, they do watch tutorials. But what I would suggest is watch the tutorial and then customize it, right? So that is what you can do. Aptitude, not sure, man. This is again, I'm like, I have 4 years old knowledge on the like aptitude and what I have. Again, DSA is design, that's my forte. Um, if you're in college, you can learn Springboard, but stick to DSA first. Once your DSA is solid, then only go with learning frameworks. That's my advice. Grishankar, my rank is more than. Yeah, there are a lot of things, Grishankar. Because see, I'll tell you, when I did LLD, I did it very open-ended way, right? Like I watched videos, I went through different websites and went through different books, went through ChatGPT, working peer programming with ChatGPT, and then went through a couple of GitHub repos. Uh, what else I did? Went through YouTube videos, and it was all open-ended, right? So now if I create a video or share something like that open-ended, that it is not going to be that helpful. That is why I'm taking some time. I am from VIT Vellore. And with HLD, I did even more. I've done Udemy courses. I have read 3 to 4 books. I have read README repos of different repositories out there. So, so if I just share it in a hurry, right, then it's not going to be very helpful for you guys. So that's why I'm not doing it. That's why I need to spend some time over the weekend to create a video. And also, if I share a video now, right, I think it might be too early for people like sharing resources. First, just need to build some credibility around the channel so that they actually believe in the resources I share, right? So, you got it, my point, right? So, exponential, like, I'm from VIT, or exponential again. I think this is the video that you should watch. There is a latest video, 3000 coding problems, that explains everything. It's not like that I don't want to answer your question, right? I have no problem in answering that. But if you want a detailed, you should watch this video. This problem has everything. So, like how to get started on DSA, which coding platform to use, how many problems to target, how much time to spend on, what is the intuition, everything, right? Everything is explained in this problem, in this video. I got 3 star in hacker rank. Now rest question is hard for me. Yes, you should watch this video again, Akela. You should watch this video. Here, this one of the question I've already answered, how much time to spend and which coding platform to use. Like if you are just using HackerRank, then I think you are kind of watching a different. I also had 6 stars on HackerRank, but see, I don't even mention that because I know it is good for like in college you start with that, but I think LeetCode is the best platform to code, right? So all of the problems I have answered there. So probably you watch. Again, this is not me like publishing or like promoting my videos. So this is what the truth is, right? Everything is there in this video. Like for example, exponential. Uh, Everything is there in this video. That's why I'm sharing it, right? Yes, personal projects will come in your different rounds, right? So I think if I open, I think this I'll
And
probably
I had
create a Xcali so that it helps because these Xcalis are helpful to answer the question, right? So personal projects, I so if you are at SD2 level, right, it's a tough question to answer because you're in hiring manager round, you will be asked what you contributed in a company, right? So that would be one question. Now here, if you use a personal project as an answer for that, not sure how much helpful that would be. Yes, this is a good thing. You should mention that if you build API integrations between two teams or two products, and then the time is reduced from 15 days to 5 days, that's a good thing to mention, right? Generally, what I've seen that is we as a humans, we kind of underestimate our work, but most of the times what we see is the industry, everyone is doing the same. So don't underestimate yourself, we whatever, right? Chess. I'll call you chess. So don't underestimate your work. This is good work, right? And one of the reason you might be switching is looking for a better work, right? That is okay. Personal projects, if you are like a 2 years into the industry, that won't matter much. That would might take, as you are already working, right? So no, it won't help. You have 9 months. Then it is okay to mention one or other. You are like kind of, as I mentioned, right? If you're 2 years or plus, then it won't matter much. But you can like have a section of your because your experience is less, right? So you would have anyway have a college project sections, the one that you interviewed in college, right? In that you can mention personal project. And then if there is a question in hiring manager round, let's say about how did you uh, for example technical problems that you worked on, different things, right? Then you can leverage that. Or whether you have worked with Kafka or things like that, what do you know about event management systems? So exponential, you are from VIT. Yes, I am from also VIT Vellore. Good to see. The VIT is a good college from opportunity perspective. Lot of good companies come in that college, so you'll get good opportunities. Sure, man. I'm little bit surprised to see that it is 2 a.m. at least in IST time zone, and still this is the most audience that I think I have. So think everyone is kind of everything. Everyone is like night owl. Okay, so newbie, your answer is already answered in today's stream, but I'll answer it again. So this is weekly contest that happened like 3 days back, and the third question is on binary tree. This is a binary tree question, like binary tree plus DFS. So not pure binary tree, but yeah, you need to know binary tree. So it is asked. Like there are 30, 40, 50 patterns out there. If you increase patterns, like in every contest, you're not going to get a binary tree, right? And linked list is also asked. Their linked list is a very kind of a straightforward, right? So second problem I've seen in some of the contest is a linked list problem, but that is very rare. Linked list, right? So that's a very rare thing, but it's not that it is not asked, right? So lead code contest, this is the third problem. This is a leaf path. It is a tree, and you need to know trees basics. It is not a binary tree as such, but it is a tree, right? So yes, question are asked from tree. Tree, so many questions will come eventually. But first question will be straightforward for loops or some calculation mathematics. Second would be sliding window, different patterns. Again, I just there's just a lot of patterns I had. Uh, like I can't. I'll have to spend some time with the time that I'm not getting. Uh, that's the thing. And also, I don't want to create a half-hearted video, right? Need to kind of put efforts in that. So do it in the morning. When you wake up, right? Spend 2 hours first thing before college. And anyway, you're going to get a lot of money, man, once you get a good job. So keep that as a motivation. Cool, man. I think let me know if this is the time that you guys like. So probably like around 11 p.m. or so. Long nights ahead, but still, I think this is the good audience. But in this, I had a more Q&A. I'll not be doing this much of a Q&A, but feel free to let me know in the YouTube chat or there is post section, right? If anyone has any questions. Uh, I'll create video on patterns in newbie soon. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. All the best for your careers. See you tomorrow. I might have to go somewhere, so see you day after tomorrow. Bye. Thank you. I'll wait for some buys in the chat and then drop off because last time I ended the stream, I saw. I'll take this one. Last time stuck at 51. I'm solving two questions. See, so you are solving two questions consistently, right? Now, what you need to do is solve those two questions fast. So how much time you are taking now? Tell me in chat. How much time you are taking in chat newbie to solve these two questions? on an average? Is it like 1 hour, 30 minutes, 1 hour, right? So 1 hour is like a beginner level thing. So when I was solving last year, I used to take 10 minutes, 10 minutes. So see, now you need to solve those fast. If you solve, and now when you go to third problem, right? Sorry, I don't have my pencil today. That's why I'm just playing it with. So third problem, right, is kind of like now the level increases when the third problem hits, right? But second problem is kind of rated around 700. So now you need to improve your speed. To solve more problems, go to virtual context. I think this again I have answered this in one of the video. So again I would recommend watch this video. So go to virtual context here, right? So there are 450 problems. Think of it like that. Every day you solve the first two problems 400 times. Eventually you will solve it in 10 minutes. Eventually you will get to that point where you will solve it in 10 to 15 minutes. But I also used to take 1 hour when I was in college. So that should be your aim. Never lose the first two problems and then start upskilling on the third. Eventually you'll cross the rating. How long it will take is something that is only God can tell you, but yeah, doesn't matter, man. You should, you are in this industry from the for a long time, right? Start enjoying solving problems. But if we segregate it like array, sliding window, two pointer stack, next greater elements. Yes, yes, yes. I'll be doing that, Giri Shankar. First, I'll be creating a video on all the patterns, and then the next, I'll be handling each pattern, right? So, yes, I didn't understand your question, Tech. So you don't have to call me sir. But I'll be dropping off now, guys. If you have any questions, you can put that in a chat of this video. I'll be happy to take them. Bye.